That would have been terrible if you hadn't managed that.
Terrible, man. Especially when your kids go at you. It's crazy because you can't really cuss your kids out, you know?
But she's don't take this the wrong way, but she's a very beautiful young woman.
I don't take it the wrong way.
She's 18 years old now.
She's very, very
are you comfortable with that? I mean, presumably she's getting interest from young men now, I would have thought.
Yeah, I mean, and that was the thing. She didn't really know. Like, when she was younger, she didn't know she was filling out and stuff, and because she didn't, you know, she's just, you know, a normal kid, and I could tell what was going on, you know, because I know I'm me, you know. I mean, I remember, like, when I was, like, you know, well, I still am. So I would try to protect her at all costs. I remember taking her to, like, a Lil Wayne concert, and I was just, you know, hiding her from everybody. Just, you know, no, go this way, hide your ass. No, go this way. And then they were smoking weed in the concert, and the weed is coming, and I'm like, don't breathe this, it's bad for you. Don't.
Some for dad, none for you.
Yeah, exactly. So you do all you can, man, you know, cause you know, I mean, they're your light, man, and you know, they don't know, but she's just such a great girl, so, you know. Okay, so I'm excited you're in town, not just because it's lovely to have you on the show, but there's a new movie out. I'm a big, big fan of Quentin Tarantino. Yes.
I'm very excited when he has a new film coming out. Was doubly excited when I knew it was going to be a Western, and very excited when he was working with you, but also it was Django, and I was aware that there were Django movies before, but this is very different to the Django movies from the 60s, isn't it? Tell us about this Western, tell us about your version of Django.
Well, Quentin Tarantino tackles something that's incredible. First of all, he's amazing in how he layers movies. Like, when you see what he did with Inglourious Basterds, so he sort of changed history in a bit. And this, he does the same thing, only he does a spaghetti Western, but it's with the backdrop of slavery. And basically, Django was about a free slave. He becomes a freed slave, and he gets freed by Dr. King Schultz, who's played by Christoph Waltz, who's a fantastic actor. And once he gets freed, Christoph is a bounty hunter. So they go on this bounty hunting run, but he finds out that my wife has been taken from me, and he didn't. And at that time, you know, slaves were not allowed to have marriages. And he says, "Wow!" After hearing my stories, he says, "Well, I want to help you find your wife." So we go from plantation to plantation on horses to try to find my wife. Now, what has happened though? My wife is on the plantation where Leonardo DiCaprio is the master. So it's like, when I tell women this, they don't really think that's all that bad. but it is bad. So so it's this crazy journey that Quentin Tarantino put together. Now here's what's crazy. I didn't know about the movie. I saw on the internet Will Smith, Quentin Tarantino, Django. I was like, damn.
Because he wrote the part with Will Smith in mind.
Yeah, I was like, another project that I didn't hear about, right? And so I fired my management. And switched up, and then the next thing you know, the part became open, and I got a chance to go in and basically audition for him. He said, "I need you to get your own horse." And I said, "Wow, I actually have my own horse."
Because you're from Texas originally.
Yeah, I'm from Texas, so, you know, so I was, you know, okay,
He's
man,
a good old boy. You're a good old boy.
So,
well, you know what? If you do that a bit longer, we can use that as a ringtone. Can you do that?
So I mean, I have my own horse, and what was crazy, I said, well, can I, if he eventually gives me the part, and I said, well, can I ride my own horse? Because that way I could sort of learn the tricks, and for anybody that rides a horse, you know, they're like humans, they know who's on top, who's riding them, so.
We knew what you meant, okay?
But it was great. I'm riding my horse, and I have a female horse, and her name is Cheetah.
Now, you know, you're making your own jokes up there.
Yeah, y'all just nasty just to be nasty. So, no, but what was interesting, though, Cheetah had to learn, like, all the, you know, his explosions and everything like that.
Oh, yeah, to be on a set, on a movie set, it's a different experience.
So it was sort of like the journey of Django becoming, like, his own, and Cheetah learning all of the, you know, the tricks and things. And at one point, there was, like, they would put those screens up to, like, shoot, you know, for lighting and stuff, and she would, you know, she would spook, and then the guy, the trainer would grab her bit, and she'd spook even more. So I said, listen, don't grab her bit, just let her get used to it. And plus, I think she's a black female horse. So when you grab black women by the, please don't grab my mouth. please don't. Please don't grab my mouth. So.
But you have a good relationship with her, obviously. She trusts you.
Yeah. But it was great. And then if you watch the movie, when you guys see the movie, check out the scene where I have to ride bareback.
Oh, yeah.
And that was real, and that was the scariest part. Quentin goes, hey, man, I need to get you to ride the horse bareback. And I was like, man, that's crazy. You know, that's death. You know what that is, right? And he was like, yeah, well, the stunt guy fell, so we need you. So I'm like, you serious? I said, what are we going? He said, well, no, we got it set up. It'll be safe. So there was cones on this side, death on this side, and then the horse had to run down this like 300, 400-yard track, and then people at the end that were pulling up their sleeves like they're gonna catch the horse. I don't know what that was about. But anyway, when I get on the horse was used to the stunt guy. So as soon as I get on it, it rears up, takes off 28 miles an hour.
Wow.
And so I'm like this, with a rifle in my hand and holding on to the mane. Now, on the outside, I look like Django. But on the inside, I feel like Little Richard. It was just crazy. But to ride the horse bareback, and they caught that, when you see it in the movie, it makes all the difference in the film.
The soundtrack, always in a Quentin Tarantino movie, you look forward to the soundtrack. But I've got the soundtrack, I've listened to it. You wrote one of the tracks, or you co-wrote one.
Yeah, well, here's what's the thing. Quentin Tarantino has never done an actual soundtrack to the movie. He's always a licensed song.
Yeah, he uses songs and music from the film.
So this time I said, Quentin, with this movie, since it's so groundbreaking, you need to do a soundtrack, because John Legend had sent him a song on a cassette tape, which was smart, because Quentin doesn't like, computer stuff. And the song was, call the police, call the coroner. And I was like, man, that's dope. I said, now that's dope for like mainstream.
Yeah.
I said, but you need the hood, because you doing, this is like, Django is like the hood. And so Rick Ross, who's your brother,
well, hang on, I know who Rick Ross is, and just in case you do think we're related, this should prove that we're probably not that close. If you have a look at Rick, I've got a piece. There's Rick. And obviously there are some similarities. He's a fine figure of a man, isn't he?
Oh, man, look, Rick, look, Rick gets it, man. So I'm watching Rick and Quentin talk to each other, and I said, Rick, I got it. I said, I'm not a rapper, but I got a song idea for you for this movie, and it should be called 100 Black Coffins, right? Because it's a spaghetti western. And I'm gonna say it to you, and I told him, I said, I'm not a rapper, but here's what I think you should say. I need 100 black coffins for 100 bad men, 100 black graves so I can lay their ass in. I need 100 black preachers with a black sermon to tell from 100 black Bibles while we send them all to hell. I need 100 black coffins.
Come on, that's pretty good, huh? You had that.
Yeah. So I said, but here's what, we're not gonna do the track yet. Let's marinate. Let's let the movie finish, because this was like halfway through the movie. But after the movie was over, I'm at my home studio, and I did some checking. In the Westerns, when they whistle, that meant, be ready to draw, right? And you probably remember this. You remember the cowboys that were the singers, the tenors, the ha, those voices, ha, 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 right?
No, I must admit, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm more hood.
Right. Well, anyway, I combined the two. I grabbed the microphone.
I know, you mean like in the old...
Yeah.
Oh, from the spaghetti western
stuff.
Yeah,
it's sort of like... So what I did, I combined it, so I grabbed the microphone and I did...
Ding! That's good. Ding!
I need 100 black coffins for 100 bad men, 100 black... So I sing the... Exactly. So I sing the song, I drive the song over to Quentin Tarantino, let him hear it in the truck, because he doesn't like computer stuff. Drive over to Rick Ross, let him hear it at his hotel, and then the rest was history.
Well, I'm going to ask you, we have a piano here, we know you play piano, could we trouble you for...
I'll do something, yeah.
He's going to do some stuff for you. Welcome back, everyone. As you can see, we've moved over to the performance side of the studio. Jamie Foxx. Already, one of the best-looking men we've had on the show, an Oscar winner, and he can play piano like this. It's absolutely sickening.
Because, ladies, I got a woman.
What are you going to do for us?
My life is lights, camera, action, but I get no satisfaction, 'cause my old lady up and left about 2 weeks ago. Well, she up and just left me, damn near took all my money. But even though she disappeared, one thing she didn't know is I got a woman way over town that's good to me, and she gives me what I need. Well, it's like she had no feelings, and she wasn't even willing to admit to me that when we made love, that it didn't move her soul. Then quickly came the problems, and when we finally hit rock bottom, well, she thought I'd die right on the spot, but I smiled 'cause she didn't know. Said I got a woman way over town, oh, and she gives me what I need. I got a woman.
Foxx, ladies and gentlemen, come and sit down. We'll chat a bit more before we... Wow. OK. Let me just see if I got that right. So, on the one hand, you start the song and we're feeling sorry for you because you got left and she took everything. Then we find out you've been cheating on her anyway.
Nah.
Yeah. Am I right in thinking at the end of that song, when you looked in my eyes, we had a moment?
That was a situation, but I'm comfortable with it, you know.
OK, so let's go. But do you want to... I mean, you had a hit out, but would you like to do that? You said you don't rap, but you could rap, couldn't you?
No, I wouldn't rap.
You wouldn't want to rap?
No.
Why not?
No, I'm strictly R&B, man. I like singing. I like romantic music. Where the R&B... romantic music. Yeah, that's whatever she said.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was exactly.
What did you say?
Slow
jam.
Okay, slow jams. Okay. See, for me, I didn't know what was going on. The song she's talking about is how I got in the music game. I threw all of these parties, and I threw a party one day it was Puffy and Jay-Z and Maya, Missy, Tweet, Pharrell, way back in the day, like when Puff was like really like in the music, like really going hard. And there was a guy that walks into my house, his jaw was a little busted, and he had a backpack on. I said, "Who's that kid?" And they said, that's Kanye West. And I said, "Well, what does he do?" They said, "Well, he raps." I said, "Really? Well, when you come to my house, you have to perform." So I walk into, I said, "Man, they tell me you rap." He says, "Yeah." He rapped, and it was absolutely amazing. I said, "Dude, why don't you have a record out?" And he says, "Well, I produce for Jay-Z, whatever. He said, "But I have a song for you." I said, "Well, I got a studio in the crib." So we went back in the crib, and he said, "This is a song." She says she wants some Marvin Gaye, some Luther Vandross. I said, I got it. She says she wants some Marvin Gaye. And he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I got to put the R&B, you know, the sauce on it. That's the sauce." He says, "Don't put that on it." He says, "Because you're going to screw the song up." And he said, R&B, he said, "Music has changed. Just sing it simple." So I sung it, but I sung it begrudgingly, like, this is whack. He's never going to make it. He's terrible. This is terrible. The song is terrible. So I left and did a bad movie, came back in about 5 months. And when I got back, that song was #1. And so that's how I got into the music.
Incredible. What a great guest you are.
Thanks.
Thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for performing for us as well. Mr. Jamie Foxx, ladies and gentlemen. The movie opens on January 18th, as I said. Great, thank you, sir.